Hi, my name is Ashlyn, and I'm on a journey to own a mortgage-free home in the next 5 years. I recently quit my job, which leaves us as a single income family who have some pretty aggressive financial goals like you heard at the beginning of this video. We are working towards owning a home in the next 5 years. We're still renting at this point, so we have quite a way to go, and that means we're having to get creative in how we're finding ways to save money on a lower income. So I wanted to share a few ways of how to find savings on a tight budget. Before we jump into those though, I have a goal to reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So if you are not subscribed, I would love it if you would join us here in this little community and subscribe. So these ideas, some of them are pretty obvious and some of them are more unique. You obviously don't have to do all of them. These can be as intense or as relaxed as you want them to be, but I hope you find a few ideas of how you can find some ways to save money on your tighter budget. This first one is a big one. If you are trying to find ways to save money in your budget, the first thing I think you should do is stop spending money on eating out or having food delivered. Setting a strict budget on the amount that we can spend on food eating out has made such a huge difference in the amount that we're saving each month. It's just crazy expensive to eat out these days. For our little family of, 2 adults and a 2-year-old, we spend like $40 just going to a fast food restaurant where the food is not very good, and it just feels obnoxious to be spending that much money on mediocre food when at home, yes, we have to put in more effort to do the meal planning and the grocery shopping and the actual making of the food, but it's so much better and our wallets feel so much better with that kind of meal as well. So while it may not be as convenient and you have to put a little bit more effort in, it's totally worth it in the hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that you'll save every year by just cutting back on restaurant food. Another thing you can do is to cancel subscriptions. This gets people all up in arms when I talk about canceling like their Netflix subscription or their food delivery services, that kind of thing. But hear me out on this. If you just cancel them, maybe you just pause them so you're not paying for them for anywhere from a month to 6 months. See really how your life is affected by canceling that subscription. If you absolutely hate it and you have to have that subscription back, then go ahead and add it back. But I feel like a lot of the time we have all of these subscriptions that we don't really need. We just are used to having them, so we just pay the money for them every month, even if we're really not using them that often. Another huge thing is to stop buying new clothes. I've never been somebody who purchases a ton of clothes throughout the year, but since having my first daughter, we've had to purchase new clothes as she's growing so quickly, and that cost adds up so fast. So I stopped buying brand new clothes in like Target and Walmart and on Amazon, and instead I've picked up thrifting, and it has been game-changing. Rather than spending hundreds of dollars a year on brand new clothes for my toddler that she outgrows within a few months, I spend maybe $100 a year, maybe, and I have tons more options. I don't feel as worried about the clothes, if that makes sense, because they cost me 50 cents to $2.50, so I'm not worried when she stains a t-shirt beyond repair. There are tons of places that you can utilize to find clothes for you or anyone in your family. Things like Poshmark, thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace. There's just tons of options out there. Another thing you can do is to start making your own at home. This could be really for anything. A lot of what comes to mind is food, making your own snacks at home, making your own bread, making your own laundry detergent. There are tons of recipes and video tutorials on how to do this kind of thing. You can test out a few, see what works, see what doesn't, and hopefully find a few things that help you save more money. I want to start a series here on my channel of things that I make at home instead of purchasing. I will be sharing those, starting to share those soon. So if you are interested in that sort of video, then please subscribe. Another thing you can do if you're trying to save money on a tighter budget is to stop shopping at the more expensive grocery stores. I think of grocery stores in tiers, and a lot of the time I find myself wanting to shop at like the top tier grocery stores, things like Trader Joe's and Sprouts, Whole Foods, that kind of store, when really my budget needs to be more in the Winco and maybe Aldi, Walmart sort of tier. When I make it a priority to shop at these more budget-friendly grocery stores, I save hundreds of dollars a month on the food that we use throughout the month. I will link one of the grocery videos that I've done in the past somewhere on the screen or down in the description box, so you can check out kind of how I do my meal plan and grocery shopping to maximize my savings. But one of my top tips is to shop the deals, and don't be afraid to shop at multiple grocery stores if you find deals at more than one. Another way you can find money to save is to actually earn more money by selling your stuff. I've been utilizing Facebook Marketplace for years now, and I've made tons of money from it by just selling the things I'm not using and selling the things I don't think people will even buy. I recently was cleaning out one of our closets and I found a ton of stuff, but one of the most random things was a pair of snorkel masks. And I live in Utah. There is nowhere to snorkel here, but I put them on Facebook Marketplace and was just patient. I left them there for probably a month and they did sell, and I earned a few bucks for them. So that kind of money does add up, and getting that just clutter out of your house can make a big difference in the amount that you're able to save in a month. This next one is a bit controversial, but it's made a huge difference in the amount that we can save and really made it possible for me to leave my job, and that is to get rid of the debt. You can sell that car and get one that you can pay for in cash, pay off those credit cards, that student loan. It's a big job and it takes a lot of time and effort, but freeing up that money gives you so much more room in your budget to be able to save and pay for things that you want in the future. Another big one, and this can be as intense or casual as you would like I said, is to lower your fixed expenses. Shop around for car insurance, phone plans, internet providers, housing, really the list goes on and on. Whatever is a fixed expense in your budget, look at that item and see what you can do to lower it. I gave way more ideas of how to lower those fixed expenses in my How We Saved $10,000 video, so I will link that again somewhere on the screen or in the description below. And this last one, tell yourself no, or at least practice telling yourself no. We are constantly surrounded by advertisements and opportunities to purchase, whether that's on our phones or in person, and honestly, the temptation is always there, no matter where you're at. So practicing telling yourself no on impulsive spending makes a huge difference in the amount that you're spending and the amount that you are able to save. One way that you could do this is to try a no spend week, a no spend month, a no spend year, whatever it is that would work for you. But practicing that muscle of I've set this rule that I'm not going to spend any money helps you really stick to telling yourself no during that specific time period you've set, and honestly helps you figure out what it is that you need to spend money on and what it is that you can go without. So those are a few of my top ways of how to find money to save when you're on a tighter budget. I would love to hear yours, and I'm sure everybody watching this video would too. So if you have a tip that I didn't mention in this video, please leave it in the comments and let us all learn from you as well. If you watched this far, thank you for sticking around. I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel and help me reach that goal of 1,000 subscribers, and I will see you again next week for another video. Bye!